Okay, this Saturday you have the exam on spring. On what? Spring. Saturday you have the exam on spring, not rest day pace, only on spring. Only on spring means what is Spring Boot, what is the embedded servers, what are the embedded databases, what are the embedded servers, what are the embedded databases, what are the starter dependencies, what is a starter dependency, auto wiring, dependency injection, this all information guys, except REST APIs. Except what? REST APIs. And except Maven. Maven also not included. Maven is separate exam. Lombok also not included. Lombok separate exam. Except Lombok, except Maven, except Lombok, Maven, REST API is accepted. REST API is also not there. Apart from these three, you have the data. The exam will be like, exam 1 for the spring, which is like 100 marks. How many marks? 100 marks, which is like online text. What text? Online. Online text. This online test. You please take care about that test. You write the exam multiple times until you will get 100. Until you will get what? 100. No. One time you got the 55, you can retake the exam, make it as what? 100. But here, first time, how many marks you will get? You will see marks. First time, assume that you got the 55, okay, fine. Check it, what are the mistakes you done. And later you take the exam other time, some other time, which is updating your marks keeper. When I open your mail ID, you will get the complete report that how many marks you got, at what time you written the exam, and what questions you done the wrong. So we have all the details of that. And every details are sent to your mail ID and come to my mail ID also. Two mail IDs will get. And we are working on sending the details to mobile number. Send the details to what? Mobile. At the time of microservices, when I conduct the exam, that time we will send the mobile number also. Because mobile number again, I need to work with the payment gateway, sorry, SMS gateways. SMS gateways, I need to work on some payment works and all. It will take time, but as a first build, we complete the project, which is like sending the mail coming problem. What is coming here? Mail coming problem. Fine. Today topic is like, let me go for one small morning class. We discussed about what? No? Even sending, right? Because now you go for some topic like, topic name Etios. What a topic name question? Etios or something like that. We have some name like this. It is a topic, guys. It is topic name here. So this is a Etios, guys. Hypermedia has the engine of application state. Good. But it's like, hypermedia as the engine of application state. Real time, these are a bit important for us because ATS means what? Hypermedia as the engine of what? Application state. See guys, after now, after saving application, after saving the project, we save the code. After saving, you got the response. After saving the employee, return the only saved employee, right? Return saved employee means what data you are getting? Tell me ID, name, email. You saved the employee, right? You saved employee. After saving the employee, you got that employee. You got that employee is got only employee ID, employee name, employee email ID is simple like that. You got the details. But see guys, but real time when you got the response, this kind of response is okay. That is a standard, like basic response. But in real time, we have to go with some more response. Let's get the response with like this is called what? After saving, you got the saved employee. After saving, you got what? After saving, you got the saved employee. That's it. Saved employee, you got that. Option one. Option two is like after saving, you got the saved employee with you need to get that employee using get request URL, post get request URL, and update request URL, and delete request URL. We need to get the only saved employee as option one. Option two is like you need to get the saved employee. Along with that saved employee, we need to get the get URL, post URL, put URL, delete URL, batch URL. Which is nothing but what here? ID is there, name is there, email is there. Previously you got only these three. Now I am saying that what you should get the links. Or you should get what? Links. Selfie is nothing but getter link, guys. This is like get link here. Next one is what? This is like what you can say, put link. This is like what? Delete link, like that. It means what? It is getting only saved employee with links. Saved employee with the links. What links? This is like get link. This is like put link. This is like what link is delete link. So that I can copy this URL, I can paste the URL, I can delete this employee use this URL, and I can update that employee using what? Specific URLs. Specific what? URLs. If you written only employee like this, I don't know what the get URL, post URL, put URL, delete URL, right? That is like hypermedia, guys. Hypermedia as a engine of what? Application state. Hypermedia is hyperlinks. We are getting along with the employee, you are getting what guys here? Hyperlinks. That's it. Okay, option one guys, you save the employee, return the only saved employee. Option two, save the employee. Along with the saved employee, you can get the links for that, what do you get guys? Links. We need to get the links for that employees. What links? Get link, put link, delete link, all the links we should get. Tell me guys, returning only employees good, employee the links good. Employee links with that links are nothing but hypermedia. Hypermedia is the engine of application stage. Hypermedia as the engine of application stage. See, get the percentage head use. The API response include with what? Includes what? Links for the related actions. Links for what? Related actions. But that's it, guys. That is like hypermedia. See, guys, it is not for what? Hypermedia as the engine of application state. ATS provide the REST API response with what? Hypermedia links. ATOs provide the API response, REST API responses. No, REST API what? Responses. REST API response is what data? You should provide the REST API responses with what? With the hyperlinks. That's it. With the hyperlink will provide this. Using the hypermedia links, the client can interact with what REST APIs. The client can interact with what? REST APIs. The employee data include the employee data. Okay, because you're working with the employee data. Includes what? A links. Link section. What section there is fourth attribute is what? Links. Self there. Self is nothing but a getter link. A link to retrieve the employee details. Getter. Update link is there. Patch link is there. Delete link is there. You should not get the post because post only sending the data, right? After posting only you will get these all the details. Post is there or not there? Post is not. You have the data like self. Self and what? Self is nothing but what? Getter. Update is nothing but put, patch, delete, like this guys. And to get this, see guys, previously after saving the employee, you got the only what data? Employee data. But now I am saying that employee data with what? Hypermedia links. Employee data with what? Hypermedia links based. That is like morning class we discussed on starter dependency. What is starter dependency? Java mail setter, right? Now to get this CTF support case require one more dependency, Spring Boot starter ATOs. Spring Boot starter ATOs. This is a dependency we need to get, guys. Morning class we discussed how many classes to send the mail total? Two classes. Just one class is for the Java Mail Center. Java Mail Center is for the sending the mail and simple message. Simple. Simple mail message to combine the receiver and sender details, all the details like that. Fine. Guys, now here you can go for one class like entity model class. That's the only class important. See guys, what is HETIOS? Like providing response with what? Hypermedia links. Providing response with what links? Hypermedia links that contains links attribute. The links contains what? The self link, update link, patch link, and what? Delete link. Self means what link? Get link. To get the support of HETIOS, we require the dependency. What dependency we should add? Adios. What dependency we have to add? Atayos కాదమ్మా హెటియోస్ అతయో అంటున్నారు మీరు అతయో అంటారు అతయో కాదు దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ హెటియోస్ డిపెండ్ అత్తయ్య కాదమ్మా అత్తయ్య టైం ఉంది అత్తయ్య ఈ మామయ్య యూ హావ్ ద టైం ఈ లెక్క అంటారు ఈ అన్ని రకాలుగా అర్థం దట్ ఈస్ కాల్ వాట్ ఎంటర్కాయ అంటే ఎంటర్కాయ హేతకాయ. Okay, that is called dependence. We need to add like HETIOS. We have what? HETIOS. That is called what? HETIOS. And we have the entity model, guys. We have the entity model used to grab the API response into hypermedia links. Hey, this is the only class important for us. What class is here? Entity model. See, we have the model. Employee is a model type. Employee is what? Entity model means model is combined with the hypermedia links. Entity model used to grab the API response data with the API. Response data means what? Employee data, product data, whatever maybe. Entity model used to grab the API response data with whatever hypermedia links. What the class we required is here? Entity model. See guys, always you should target the main points. That's it. Morning class Java Mail Center to send the mail and simple mail message to combine the sender and receiver details. Any new concept is there? Nothing. And here also entity model is there. Entity model uses to grab the API response to what? Hypermedia links. What links ma? Hypermedia links. See guys, first one you say would just you can open that previous example. This is like what the email sending the SAP project we have. In SRC main just be like controller class, employee controller we open. In employee controller, you please cross check with post mapping once. In the post mapping, you are sending what? This is a post mapping, post mapping, post mapping. Save the data. Okay, this is a post mapping. After saving the data, you return what? Response entity of what data here? Employee data. You return only employee. Now what I told only employee with hypermedia links are. Employee with what? Employee with hypermedia links, that's it. Previously written only employee. Now hypermedia links. Who will combine the employee with hypermedia links? Entity model. What model am I? Entity model. That's it. Sir. Just let me copy this code and just you can paste it here and please comment the previous code. I'm going to comment that code not required. Yeah. Now you can see that this is a post mapping here. Responsibility of what data is here? Employee. Okay, responsibility of what? Responsibility of employee you can do like this. Enough. Now we written body is what is here? Saved employee. Only employee you written right. We written what? Employee. You written only now video says what you want written the employer or employee with hyperlinks, sir. Employee with the employee with the hyperlinks means you required one class like what the class guys here? Entity model class. You please create the entity model class object. Entity model class object. Now you got the saved employee guys. I'm going to create entity model entity. This is like entity model. I think entity model is not coming, right? Entity model control space. Entity model is coming or not coming? Not coming. Why it is not coming means dependency is not added. What is the dependence we have to add? Reduce dependence we should add, right? I think we didn't enter dependency. That's what guys. Go to the file. How to copy reduce dependency? You don't ask the chat GPT for the heteros dependency again. Sometimes you'll get the version issues. That's what heterosel, not heterosel, dehydration. And here you can go for the project. What the project is here? Start at what you can say here? Start at spring.io website you can open. Start.spring.io, you got the spring initializer, select one project, add a project, click on what add the dependencies. Here you please check the dependency, what dependency you have to add on the Helios dependency. Can you see the Helios, right? Spelling is what? Helios. H-A? T. Now you got this one. Spring water, Helios. So you guys click on the Spring Helios, we have got the data here. Click on what button, like explore button. Once if we click on explore button, here we can go for what? Format XML file. Here you can see the format XML file by default. Once you see the format XML file, and here you can come down. You can please check the starter dependency. This is a Spring Boot what? Starter Helios. You copy this dependency, Spring Boot Starter Helios. I copy this dependency. You can go to the browser, and you can go for the what? Format XML file. So here common XML file, if you open, this is the common XML file, and here you can make it as what? Just you can make the dependencies tag. This is the main dependencies. Under the dependencies, we have what are each dependency. What we have each dependency, place the dependency. After placing the dependency, just you can control this. Once if you done the controllers, then you can go with what? Then the required what? What the class required amount? Entity model. Because entity model only making like combining what? Entity model is what it is doing, guys. Combining response with hyperlinks. Response with what? Hyperlinks. This is like entity. What you can say here? Entity. What a class this here? Entity model class. See guys, this is entity model class. You need to create the object. This is like entity model class. Control space this. Yeah, now you got entity model. You please cross check this entity model belongs to what package. This is entity model. What package this here? ORG Spring Framework and what? Helios. That's what dependency is added like this, right? Yeah, click on the entity model. Type is what this here? Employee type. Employee type. This is like entity model of employee type. Then you can make the entity model. Then you can make what? Entity model equal to. Then you can write the entity model dot off method. See guys, on entity model, on what object you are getting entity model? On what object tell me here? What object? Saved employee, right? Just you can pass the saved employee here. Now entity model is ready. Hey, see entity model, first you give the saved employee for the entity model. After giving the saved employee, then you can start with what? Links. You can add what? Links. You can add the links. You can add the links, right? That's it, guys. Entity model of what data guys here? Employee. It is a matter of like max 10 minutes to finish this work. Even morning mail sending calls, max it will take 15 minutes until. Just you can take one controller class, send the editing model and what? Service layer. How many classes you have to take? Two classes. What is what? Simple mail message and it's matter of 15 minutes, max half an hour, max 1 hour. You're trying 4 hours on those. That is like entity model of what? Employee, this is what? And to the entity model, first you give the data. What data here? Saved employee. First you give the data, later you can create what? Links. The first what? Give the data. Next, create what? Links. Yes, to create the links, that is a big line is there. I'm copying that big line. Just we can write what? Entity model. See, we got entity model already. We given the employee object. Okay, saved employee already you are getting. Next one is what is here? Entity model dot what method here? Add method. From the entity model, we are adding the data. We are going for the web MVC link builder. We are going for what? Link builder. What link you are building? Tell me here. Link to. MVC link builder, link builder, link builder. You can go for this import statement, guys. Go for the data, Helios. Link builder, yeah, this one, guys. You can see this one. Entity model from what? Helios. Next one is what? MVC link builder also from what? Helios, right? Exactly. So just you can first one create the entity model object. How to create entity model object using offer? You can give the or saved employee. What employee you have, you can save. Next one is what? Employee model dot add of what? FVM is a link filter dot link to FVM is a link filter of what method on what controller view? Employee controller dot class. This is what class is. On what class you are making the controller class, you can give controller name. What the controller name here? Employee controller. Fine, that is employee controller, and here also you can make that employee controller. Method on what controller guys? Employee controller dot class. Employee controller dot class. This is what we can say here. Get employee by FVM is a link builder of link to FMVC link builder method on what method? No. On what method? Method on employee controller class on method name. What the method name termination? Get employee by ID. Get employee by ID and employee dot get ID. Employee dot what? Get ID. See guys, that's what you can write the. This one is what? This is the class name, employee controller class name. This is what method name. This is what employee dot get ID. And this is the method name we should match with. You please cross check once. Here you written the get by ID method. Can please cross check the get by ID method is there or not? Yeah, this is a get by ID method, right? Here, what is the method name you taken for the? See, this is a getter method, guys. Get the data based on what ID. We get the data based on what ID. So when you make the links. WebM is a link builder. We are linking to the corresponding class we have to give and corresponding method we have to give properly. Corresponding what? Class? What class? Employee controller class. Corresponding what method? Get employee by ID. This get employee by ID and bottom side you take in the get employee by ID with get mapping written ID, right? That you please cross check first. You need to take the both the same name and the input is what is get employee by ID input is what? Path variable ID, right? Get employee by ID input is what? Path variable. That's what it is. Here we can give the get employee by ID. The path variable input I'm giving. What the input telling here? Employee dot get ID. By that what? Get ID. Yeah, you better to take the not employee guys. I think here this employee contains ID. That employee contains ID. I'm asking that this employee contains ID or not. Employee contains ID stand up. Past. I employee ID ఉందా లేదా why so but then we need to give this ID here, right? Get employee by ID, we should give the input. What is the input base? ID. Then where is ID? Auto generated and you can run it to my control. Here I want to get what? See, on what class? See guys, we are entity model that MVC link builder. We are building the link. Building the link on what class? Controller class. On what method? Get employee by ID. Get employee by input should be what? ID. Input should be what? Input is ID means where is ID? Employee should not contain ID because this is like request body. Request body means what? Capturing the details. Capturing what? Details. When you capture the details here, do you have ID? Oh, because ID is what? Client is not giving, right? That's what it is, but that ID is there in the employer, saved employer. Saved employer. And how to tell that ID is there in the saved employees are? That ID is there in what employer? Saved employer. Then saved employee can get ID, that's all. Right now, that's it. With the self-relation, self-relation is what URL is created here, get URL. Self-relation is what URL? Get URL. That's it. Hey, you please tell me the second one is like delete URL once. Same code. Editing model dot add on FMVC link builder link to build method on. What method on? Employee controller class saying this is what delete by ID. Delete by ID is not delete by ID. Here we need to check your delete operation method name. Here get mapping, delete mapping. Here I given what the name here, delete by ID. This name only you have to give. మీరు మీ సొంతంగా రాశారు అనుకో delete by ID, find by ID, find all. If you write like that, but because now you are sleeping, right? When you are getting the lazy mind, in that lazy mind you are not focus on the what method you have to copy. By default you will write the find by ID, find by email, like that you will write. Then that code will work out. No, the key points are missing. That's what the problem. That is the main problem. Why you are getting errors means. You should have the concentration on okay, what methods you have to place, what the simple main message like that. It's not like tank but you have to sit and properly take the full makeup, put then the laptop is not working, but image is what? Screensaver is the tank point photo. What photo? Focus on what? Work instead of makeup, instead of tank point photos. Instead of what? Tank point photos. You don't say one. Is very nice border. Your chukka is there. It's doing. I'll show you. My screensaver nothing. But that's it. Here the main point is what? Entity model. What the main point? When you create the entity model object, we have to give the saved employee. First entity model, give the saved employee. After giving the saved employee, create the links. Create what? Links. To create the links, we acquire the classes like MVC link builder. And the method on what method tell me here? Employee controller class, and the method is what? Get employee by ID. Here what? Delete by ID. Delete by ID. So here you can go for the bottom side. You please cross check delete by ID what the URL you are making. This is the delete by ID. You copy that method name and here method on what this is the method you have to give. That's it. Saved employee get ID. That's all. With the self relation with delete relation with delete relation, right? We need to make the delete relation, guys. With the relation, we have to make the name. What the name guys are delete. With the relation is what? Delete. That's it. I think one dot is extra. That's it, guys. Hey, patch call, you tell me how to make the patch call. I know the copy paste. When there is a link builder dot link to and this is the employee controller class. On method on what method? Delete by ID, update by ID. Please cross check one. This is called what? Put the patch up. Hey, let me go for the put mapping first. This is update employee. This is what update employee. Where I need to do the modification. Here, this is what? Update employee. Update what? Employee. This is what call here? Update call, guys. This is with relation is what relation, guys? Here? Update relation. You got this section? This is update employee, right? Okay. Where is update employee? Oh, update employee, we should give the idea, you should give the ID and yeah, this is the put mapping. Yes, put mapping is what? We need to update the specific details, the entire object. Entire object means how many inputs are expecting. Only ID is the object. ID with the object. See guys, ID with the object means first you need to go for the ID. You need to go with what? ID. And second one is what guys here? We should go with the object. Should go with what? Object. What object tell me guys here? Employee object. That's what guys. This is the saved employee dot ID based on the ID. But actually is what object is here? Saved employee object. That's it. Now your error is gone. See. These all are the get mapping method, delete mapping method, update mapping method. Update mapping is expecting how many arguments? 2 arguments. One is what? ID. Second one is what? Saved employee. A patch call, you tell me the last one here. You copy this line here and copy paste this one and go for the patch call, put mapping, patch mapping. Yes, this is the patch mapping. Update what? Specific data. Update specific data, you copy the method. FMVC link builder of link to FMVC link builder add method on. What method on means like here you can make the data. Now you tell me is update the patch. How many inputs? One input. What is one input? ID, right? How many inputs? Two inputs. One is what? ID. Second one is what? Huh? First one is what? First one is ID. Second one. Why map data? Because you're updating all the details, the specific details. We are updating the specific details. That's what you got. The data is what? Map. That's what it is. Let me go for what? Hash map. Let me go with what? Hash map of string comma object. This is what? Like no data, something like that. Enough. We got the details of what? Hash map. So guys, now any other? So why you got the other here? Hash map of no? String and we required the data like string and what? So simply you can make the object creation, right? Object creation means what? This is correct only, but the problem is what? Um, but this is object, right? Object is what object here? Hash map object. We need to go for the hash map object like this. Enough. What object ma? Hash map object. Any braces issues are there? Tell me. New hash map of new hash map object. Is the object here? This is what object tell me here? New. That's what. You can write what? Hash map. New hash map of like that data. That's it. Yes. Just I'm passing the object. What the object here? New hash map. Yeah, that's it. How many arguments total here? 2 arguments. See guys, get employee is expecting how many arguments? Huh? One. Get employee is expecting one employee, one argument. Get employee by ID. What employee here? Saved employee. Second one is what? Delete employee by ID. Expecting what? One argument. Update is expecting how many arguments? Two. And this is what? Patch. Yeah, this is a delete. This is called what? Patch. This is called delete, update, and what? Patch. Wait, that's it, guys. Another code. A previously saved employee, we are saving the employee and return the saved employee. But now you please focus return statement once. Now you want return the body is what? Only employee or entity model? Huh? Return type is what? Entity model, right? This is only employee body, entity model. Entity model of employee. That's what guys here you need to go for the argument is what? Only employer, entity model of employer. Entity model of employee and here body is what is your entity model. That's it. Body is what? Entity. Why? Tell me guys, previously you already put saved employee. Saved employee, you got the saved employee, you return the saved employee previously. Now today we return the only saved employee with hypermedia links up. Hypermedia links up. First you give that employee data to what entity model. Give the employee data is what? Give the employee data with entity model. After giving the employee data with entity model, to that add the links. How can you add the links using what method guys? Add method. With the self relation is get call, with relation is delete call, with relation is what? Update call, with relation is what? Patch call. Here we need to take the method names clearly. Get employee by ID is expecting how many arguments? One. Hey, here you should focus clearly because I written the method name is get employee by ID. When you written the method name is get EMP by ID something like that. I don't know, right? Here definitely update the specific data. Maybe you didn't update the partial data, update the like that. But you should write the work properly. Then only you get the output there. That's it, guys. Simply can run this project. Once if you run this project, right click on what project. Email project, REST API project. REST API project, click on what? Start. Once if we click on the start, then we need to go with what? The data here. Once you got the data. And tell me guys, post call we need to send. Okay, let me go for the post call. Hey, we got errors. Right? Placeholder yesterday I changed some values. Dehydration cool buddy. అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు ఇది అయిపోతే మీరు అదంతా వర్క్ చేసి నాకు చూపిస్తే పంపించేస్తారు ఎవరు త్వరగా చూపిస్తే వాళ్ళు పంపించేస్తారు మిగతా వాళ్ళంతా నాతో పాటు వర్క్ చేయండి అప్ 8 o'clock అప్పుడు తెలుస్తుంది and here somewhere I changed the variable name right that was a small mistake that is the controller not controller I think API project Java configuration. Yeah, this one I changed. Okay, fine. I click on what? Start. Hey, yesterday class is very important, guys. All of you please cross check. Yesterday class we did this all informations. Yesterday class Java based configuration, dummy tool, thread scope annotations. This all we done yesterday. Fine guys, go for the post call. Once if you write the post call, what call? Post call. Post call, post call, post call. This is the post call. Fine. See guys, this is the post call. We have the department is what the HR, gender is what the mail, name is what the Raju, our action, salary is what 116. Now you click on the send guys. Once if you click on the send, then you get the response. You please cross check the response. That's it. Previously you got only what saved employee. Previously you got what? Only nice. I think the project is not started. Error we have. Failed to start application that attempt the following location. ATOS provider. Today we written one more small code actually. That is a issue it is showing. Yesterday class we written this all messages because now you remove this all the data once. This application context, this dummy class, get pin, hash code, single. Yesterday in the main class we written this all the code. One second. Yesterday class code. Let me take once because the same project we are working right small issue. You do one thing. Meanwhile, you write the points. What is the videos? These videos. Videos. Yeah. Hey, listen, small point. Let me run the project, yes. If you run the project, I click on the project and click on what start. Also, if you click on the start, you can check it. Yesterday we added some new concept. That's what we're getting issue because that is a spring level. Stop there. It is working fine. Yeah. Check the last point here. Started what REST API project application 7 milliseconds, right? Go for the post guys simply. Click on this Raju name like that. Click on the send request, guys. Yeah, once you got the send request, you got the API response. Now see, we got the message is what? 201. 201 ID is coming, salary is coming, name is coming, department is coming, gender is coming. Up to this one is coming at last one, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. After saving, you got the details like ID, name, salary, department, and what was gender. Like that, we got the message. Extra is what now you will get only this data. Hyperlinks are hyperlinks. Real time, these are the hyperlinks you will get actually. It lost the real time. We have the links. This is self link. Self means what we come on get link. So this is like HTTP colon local. Here we will get the server IP address, guys. Otherwise, again, I need to ask the team, like, what is my server IP address and what is the port numbers and all. But when I see this link, then what is the advantage? Tell me directly I can work on what? Data, right? Directly I can work on the data. Just I can copy this link, I'll work with what? Self delete, get call. This is a delete call. See guys, what the URL here? V1 API slash V1 slash employee slash one. Because this is the ID is what one, right? This is ID is what one. See guys, API slash employee slash one, API slash employee slash what? One. This is all what calls guys you? Oi, what call? Hypermedias. That is a data guys. See, for example, if we send the request one more time, then ID becomes how much guys? One or two? Because the second employee you got, right? This is the second employee you got. What is second employee ID is how much guys here? Two. Now see this URL once. This URL contains one or two or two. Because this employee is modified with the ID is how much? Two. Previous employee is modified to ID is what? One. Like the corresponding ID you will get automated in the URL. And mostly here the advantage is like IP address, port numbers, base URLs. So these all are like you can see properly when you save the data. This employee is modified by what you are. Why specific employee is what? Modified by what you are. See guys, here we have the one and the two so that easily we can identify. But real time we have the IDs are different IDs so that we should know the IP address, port numbers, and what base URLs and IDs like that, right? We got it done. These links, guys. This links is nothing but what? Radios. The links are nothing but what? Write the points, open the laptop, execute the code. The employee data includes underscore links property. Is the purpose of entity model class. Hey, do you know static import? Good job, good job. Static import. You ask the ChatGPT what is a static import? What is static import? Ante. So we are writing general import statements, right? Import Java, filter, scanner, import statement. No? The question is what static import? What is static import? That we are using normal import every time. Now I'm asking like static import. So in static import you understood? What is static import? Without See, when we say link builder, we use two methods, right? What are the two methods? Tell me here. Link to method on. Link to and what? Method on. Here, where is the data? Second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, this is the data. See, entity model dot add method we are using. Where we say link builder, link to. Tell me, link to what? See, we are making the link to what class and what method. What class and what method. See here, link to method is there, which is belongs to what class, sir? And then we say link builder. Method also belongs to what class, sir? See, link to method. Link to and what? Those two methods are instance methods or static methods, sir. How will you call the static methods using class name? What the class name? FMVC link builder class name. This is a class name. Using class name, you are calling these methods. How many methods you are calling? Two methods. Then how many times you use the class name? Two times. What are two times? FMVC link builder, FMVC link builder, FMVC link builder. Like that, we are calling the method using what? Class name. If you calling the method using class name, calling the method using what? Class name. Calling the method using what? Class name. Then we should write the import statement there. This is the import statement, and this one you are importing like this. See, you write the import statement, MVRB link builder. You call the methods using what? Class name. Oh, here we are calling the methods what? Here we are calling the static methods. Here we are calling what? Static method using what am I? Class name. What a class name? Tell me. MVRB link builder. And you can go for the static import, guys. What the static import says that you can copy paste the same code. After the import, you write the message like static. Import static, FMVC link builder dot, we can write a star. What the meaning of this line means, you can access all the static members of what? మీకు తెలుసా అలాంటి ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ మంచి మంచి వస్తున్నప్పుడు శ్రద్ధ వస్తుంది ఎక్కువ అంటే మీ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వస్తుంది వర్డ్లన్నీ నీకు నిద్ర వస్తుందంటే మరి నువ్వు ఏ పొజిషన్లో ఉన్నావు ఒకసారి నిద్ర రావట్లేదంటే బెడ్ వేసుకొని సోఫా వేసుకొని దుప్పడేసుకొని గొప్ప నిద్రపోవడం కాదు ఆ సోఫాలో పడతాను అరే ఈ పొద్దులే మీరు అలా రాసుకోండి తొక్కలో యూ రైట్ దట్ వన్ రాసుకోండి మీరు ఏది రాసుకున్నా చదువుతారా వాడు ఏదో ఇంపోర్ట్ చేస్తారు అదమ్మా అయినా ఓకే అయితే ఇంపోర్ట్ చేయండి చాట్ జీపీటీ అడగండి ఫోటో తీయండి చాట్ జీపీటీకి అండి ఈ విల్ గివ్ ద కోడ్ కాపీ పేస్ట్ ద కోడ్ రన్ ద కోడ్ సే అవుట్పుట్ ఇస్ ఫినిష్డ్ అవుట్పుట్ ఇస్ వాట్ యూ డోంట్ నో వాట్ యూ రిటర్న్ ఆల్సో don't know what you return and that is called static import, guys. This is what normal import. Normal import means what you import this one but you access the methods using what class name. Here we are calling the static methods using what class name. Go for what here calling the static methods using what class name. Go for the static import. Import static. This is a normal import versus what is here static import. So normal import versus what? Static import. Then we can go for the normal import versus static import, right? Exactly. See here there is a normal import and static import. That is the data. This one is import static. FMVC link builder. What the meaning of this line? Here we can access what? We can call. Here we can call. Now we can call what? All the static methods of tell me guys all the static methods of what link FMVC link builder. Here we can call what call all the static methods of what link builder directly without using class name. That's what guys. I import the static. Import static FMVC link builder dot what star. What the meaning of this line? We can access all the static members of what class? FMVC builder class. You can call directly. You can call directly means what? This link to method, this class name required, not required, not required. And this method also class required, not required, not required. That you can call it. Right. Entity model dot add link to method. Link to what? That's it. With static import good or without static import? See, when we have the more static members, every time don't call using class members. You're going for what import here? Static import. Static import is what? We can call the static members with what? Hey, generally, we can call the static members using what? Class name. Static import means what? You can access the static members class name or without class name. Huh? Last one. At the points. Hey. Unlike people, tomorrow I'll meet. Bye.